Welcome back, people. We're finally back. We're live. I'm with my guest right now. I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. I hope you've been enjoying the podcast so far. We have another one tomorrow, but don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel, like the video, and show some love to my guest, Mohammed Murad. Thank you so much, brother, for being here with me.
Thank you.
How are you doing, man?
First of all, thank you for hosting me for this broadcast.
Oh, my
it's
pleasure.
An amazing broadcast.
Thank you.
Like there's no words describing it. Like I'm a fan of it.
You're very kind, man. You're very kind. And listen, you know what? I want to say something about you, Mohammed. Like, in a lot of the years I trained Jiu Jitsu and a lot of the competition scenes I've been around, you stuck in my mind. And this is a word just to tell you and people listening how much of kind gestures leave an impression on people that you don't know. I met you for the first time in a competition. I was in between two fights, I still didn't go into my fight category. I was still in the audience. I see you wearing your gi and your blue belt, and you must have competed at that event. You saw me, I'm alone. You're like, man, who are you with? Where's your team? I'm like, I don't really have a team because like my coach was part of the organizer, so I didn't have anybody with me. And you told me, what did you say? You're like, come join us. We're here from Jordan. Come sit with us. Come hang out with us. You were so kind and welcoming that it left a memory in me. When you messaged me on Instagram, I immediately remembered you. You stuck in my mind from such a nice gesture from you, and I respect that a lot.
Thank you a lot. That was, I think, Grand Slam 2017.
I think so. I think because I saw you twice, and I think both of them were in 2017. We were both blue belts. You were maybe more advanced than me. I had just gotten my blue belt. Actually, wait, no, I'm not sure. Yeah, I had just gotten my blue belt 2017.
Yeah, in that time I was blue belt 4 stripes. Like it was Coach Zaid said this is the last competition in the blue belt. So like don't do some mistakes. Like it was the greatest competition in my my career.
Nice.
I got bronze in the no gi.
Wow. Okay.
But in the gi, I wasn't like I won fight, I lost the other fight.
Sure.
The guy with Ape, he was really good, and he caught me off guard. Like
I see, but man, I noticed about you.
He was better than me.
I noticed something about you, Mohammed, is you were always excited to be at the competitions. Everybody was nervous and stuff. You were talking to everybody. You were being kind and nice and welcoming, and you were excited to fight. So I respect that, and I can tell why you are who you are, and we're gonna get into that. But I wanted to ask you, like, are you back to training? Are you still off training now?
No, I'm back to training.
Very cool.
Back to training, I think, since May or April. May of April.
Okay.
And it was like, I think in May it was official that we're back training. Everyone's training nowadays. It's always full house in Nice JJ.
Nice. That's, man, I can't believe I never came to Nice JJ in Jordan. Like, I visited a few times. I don't know why I didn't discover it, but now that I know it and I know you guys, I can't wait till I visit Jordan again and, man, get some training with you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. We have, we have the best fighters. And
yes, you do.
Yeah, most of them are talented.
Yes.
We have the really talented, the young talented. Like we have big variation. We have the guys who come just for training, but they are good. They good. They like competing with the competitors.
That's the thing I noticed, Mohammed. Like in Jordan, you guys like competing. You seem to most people compete in Jordan. They don't just train casually.
There's few, but the one who train here in Nigeria, we train as a competitor. Everyone trains like a competitor, even if you don't train for playing tournaments.
Wow!
So it's like everyone wants to prove he's the best.
Yes, I get you, man. It's cool because you also have a pretty monstrous coach, right? Zaid Granduke is not a normal guy. He's a beast.
Yeah, he's like one of the best coach in my whole career. He taught me about Jiu Jitsu and taught me a lot of life lessons.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. I tell you, I was so impressed when I did a podcast with Zaid, right? And his personality, he's tough. We know he's a monster in jiu-jitsu, but his personality really impressed me. He's so humble, very well-spoken, very gentlemanly. And that's why I can see, like you guys in the competitions, you're all super tough, but you were so kind and welcoming and respectful. I love that impact that he has on you guys. And you each have your, obviously, own personalities. You represent Jordan beautifully, I have to say.
Thank you, thank you. And like, trust me, when we sparring, when we're rolling,
Yeah.
it will be like a massacre. Nobody will
Just
give
as
a
I say.
mercy for other. But after
Uh-huh.
training, we just shake hands and make jokes and
Yeah, I
like,
see that. I love it.
yeah,
I love
yeah,
it.
dude, you are better than me today, or like he was like good
Mm,
submission today, or so
mm.
good passing. Like
Interesting.
we are more than like more than like teammates. We're more
Yes.
like brothers.
Yeah,
Like we
I get you.
have we have the Circassian, the Jordanian, the Palestinian originally,
Yes.
the Chechenian, like everyone from like
So cool.
different backgrounds, the rich, the poor, like. But in the end, on the mat, we are all
All the
friends, like
same.
our
Yeah.
brothers. I will recapture like Henry V.
Mm,
In one of the battles, he said, "We lucky few. We are band of brother.
yeah.
Who shed blood with me shall be my brother."
Wow. Wow. And you memorize this? You like this quote? Where did you first hear it?
I heard it from a TV show on HBO called Band of Brothers. It
And it
talks
stuck to you.
about it talks about war heroes in the like the Second Great War.
Yeah.
And one of them old men, he was like telling that the real heroes were the who died in the battle in
Yes.
that time in like 1939 to 45.
Mm. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I love the fact that you reference like movies and history, because I know that you're a person who's also into anime, and we agreed on that beforehand. There's so much to learn from history, from movies, from anime, and there's a lot of ways that we connect it to our lives. But before we get into that, I wanted to ask you something, Muhammad. In
Yeah,
Jordan,
right.
it's a very Arabic country, and we know that the Jordanians are very strong people, very proud people, right? I want to
Yes.
ask you something about jujitsu with them, because ego is also big in Jordan. There's many people in Jordan with high ego that don't like getting their ass kicked, don't like going in as a white belt and guys kicking their ass and going tough and massacring them, as you say. Do you feel that's an issue? Or do you realize, like in your gym, for example, when somebody new comes in, do they get butt hurt or are they okay?
It depends on like we have like many protocols with everyone. Like if
Okay.
he's coming brand new, we
Yes.
start with him like we start with him bit by bit, not go
Nice.
like hard on him in the
Okay.
first day, like first month, 3 months until he get his first tribe. Then we start
Ah.
like increasing his difficulty. Like when he's reached like fourth tribe,
Yeah.
we'll go with him. Like he's already a year or 2 years in jiu-jitsu, so he know what
Yeah.
he's doing.
I get you.
But yeah, but ego it's a problem. It's
Mm,
like make you limit your like progress.
very true.
And I learned it in the hard way.
Mm,
Like, trust me, I learned it in the hard way.
okay. In what sense? How do you feel you learned it in the hard way? Like you had an ego, or did you just have such a difficult time that your ego had to catch up?
Yes, two things, like the both of things.
Okay.
First of all, I didn't start like jiu-jitsu first. I
Uh-huh.
started like other martial arts. I have been like in the martial arts journey a
So you were
whole
athletic all your life?
kind of like since 2001.
Okay.
I started like in like we were like fourth graders, and we start like my pet put me in the school little league.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, kind of like I was not that team player with that. Nobody was passing me the ball, but I was a good defender. I
Okay.
was like always in the defense.
Why wouldn't they pass you the
No one
ball?
passed from me.
Why?
Kind of I am a rough player.
Ah, okay, okay. Makes sense. Starting to make sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I'm
like,
a little bit tough player.
so when you have the ball, you don't pass, or you beat the shit out of people on your way.
No, like I was like, if I see a ball, I will kick it far away from my like the goalie. Then
Oh, I get you now. I get you weren't
yeah,
in the
I'll
game,
just
you were in your own game.
yeah, yeah. I was in my own game. Like you should like as like
I love it.
Gandalf, you shall not pass.
Just kick it out. That's all you cared
Yeah.
about. I got you. I got you. So like you started off typical football, baseball, like you're saying little league kind of stuff, and
The
then
league, yes, it's like it's football, but in America they call it soccer.
yeah,
So like
you
for
were in
our
American school.
American fans.
Okay, were you were you in an American school or a British school growing up?
No, it was Jordanian school, but like
Oh,
I like I think in the eighth grade I switched to the GCEs. It's the
okay,
British
yes,
certificate of diploma, I think.
yeah, because your English is perfect. Like I
Yeah,
thought you.
thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
uh,
So
so so you started off with these sports. When did you? Why did you get into martial arts?
well, it's a long story.
Okay,
um, I was like a lot of pick on. I was like
you were
the
bullied.
always like
Mm,
always there's this guy, in the class who is
okay.
the biggest and the strongest.
Ah.
And I wasn't like I don't want to be ass kicked. So a
Aha.
friend of mine, I don't know where he's now.
Yes.
His name is Jamil Mdanat. If
Okay.
he's listening, to thank him.
Okay.
He said, "Why not to start taekwondo? Taekwondo it will give you like you'll be stronger."
I see. So
Um,
were you the biggest kid or you weren't the biggest kid? I didn't
I
get that clearly.
wasn't the biggest kid. I
You
was
weren't.
like,
Okay.
there's other kid who was like too big.
Yeah. Okay. I get you.
He was a quiet kid, but everyone was scared the shit of him. It was like really,
Okay.
the quiet kid. But if you get him angry,
Oh
you
yeah.
will be doomed.
I see. I like it. Okay.
Yeah. So also it started me to start martial arts,
Mm-hmm.
but before it, like subconsciously, through the 90s. I was born 1991. So
Okay.
all the 90s, I was like almost know how what happened, the pop culture,
Sure.
the so I was influenced by the
Karate Kid,
cartoon,
kickboxing. Ah.
the
Okay.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like old cartoon. It when
Mm.
it came to like to the Middle East, it was in the 80s, but like when they dub it, they just need another 10 years. That was the yeah.
Which
So
cartoon was it?
it Bionic 6.
Bionic 6. Oh, yes. Okay. I know it.
Oh my god, finally someone know it.
Yes. I remember this.
Yeah. So when I was little, I was like watching Bionic 6 and I was always putting something on my head and telling my parent, I'm Punji, I'm Punji. And like, I was big fan of Punji. Like he was
Okay.
like the karate guy.
I
Uh,
see. I see.
yeah.
Okay.
After a while, like I was influenced also on the movies, Jackie Chan movies, Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Very cool.
Bloodsport, those movies. I was like,
So you're a big movie
wow.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
since I little, I was like, wow, what is
Yeah.
this?
Okay. So when you
Yeah,
first got into a taekwondo gym, was it what you expected it to be?
I was little. I was like in fifth grade,
Okay.
so I was like, okay, I will start this.
Hmm.
And I started it like for 10 years, like from 2002 till 2012. And I
2002,
had my
2012.
ups and
Wow.
downs. Yes, 10 years. I got my
Okay.
third degree. Um,
Interesting.
yeah.
And did
And
you like it? Like did you feel like you picked it up easily or did you have difficulties with it?
honestly, it was like kind of hard way.
Okay.
I wasn't the talented one, but I
Hmm.
was the hard worker one.
I
So
get you.
I was like, there's a lot of guys who practiced with me. They were really, really thin guys with the long legs. I'm kind of, my legs are stuck. So like,
Okay.
yeah. So I need to like figure out stuff with me, like
I get
through
you.
this game. And after like a while, uh, in Taekwondo, I just noticed that the limitation of the sport.
Interesting.
I was always picking fight with other styles. I pick fight with a guy who trained kickboxing, and I practiced kickboxing for like a month. So I learned how it feels if you get punched in the face. The
Interesting.
problem with Taekwondo is like the hand is on the ground. So like
Mm.
it's like only kicking. It's like 80% of the sport is kicking.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I learned how to like get punched in the face. I sparred with my friend. He was a black belt in karate. Um,
How did you do?
but I did horribly,
Mm.
horribly, really. And,
Even against
I was,
kickboxing and karate, yeah.
yeah, I was stubborn. Like I was believing in my sport blindly, and like believing that I can, like it can be the best sport ever.
I
But
got you.
after getting beat up, and fighting with even with the grapplers and
Yeah.
like guys who
Yeah.
know how to grapple and fall on the ground a couple of times,
Yeah.
I start noticing that I was like this style is was not um, limited. So I need to open my head and my heart. And I was stubborn. I was stubborn and believing in the sport. And if was someone telling me about MMA and jiu-jitsu, I was like,
Oh, so somebody told you about jujitsu while you were doing taekwondo and you're like, screw that. I'm going to stick to
go
taekwondo.
away, man.
Oh, no.
I
Don't
love
you
my
regret
sport.
that?
Yeah, but I was influenced after a while, influenced by two animes I watched. I was like,
Oof.
yes, one of them called the Bucky the Grappler.
Yeah, grappler baki.
Yeah, Bucky the Grappler, and Kenichi the Mighty Discipline. It's kind of
Kenichi.
martial art, but it's comedic.
Kenichi is the one where he first learns like karate, right?
Yeah, he karate and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
kickboxing
Okay, I got you.
with a Thailand guy who's called
Yes.
Apacha.
I bet I want.
Apacha,
Yes.
Apacha.
That's all
Yes.
he says. When he fights, he says, Apacha.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Fuck, dude. I
Yes.
remember these things. You're
Yes.
bringing back so many memories.
Yes. So I was influenced by those. And
Oh.
in Bucky, when he fought the boxer, the Mongolian boxer,
Yeah.
and he said to them that boxing has limitations, that only use their fists.
Yes, man. I remember this. Okay.
I was taking a journey. I remember in 2011 I got ACL tear. So I was in a tournament. I twist my leg and I tear like 80% of my leg. And
Oh.
yeah,
In
yeah,
Taekwondo.
yeah. In Taekwondo, it was
Okay.
like, yeah, it was like the first or the second fight for me.
Mm.
And my coach was looking at me and telling me, "Do you want to give up?" And
Mm.
my leg, I was winning
Yeah.
like 8-0. And I
Mm.
looked at him and I don't want to give up. So I fought
Mm.
in the one leg. I was
Mm.
like fighting in the one leg and
Mm.
getting down every time.
Mm.
And I started. So every time you fell down twice, you get a
Mm.
penalty. You get a
Oh,
point.
I see.
So yeah, that's in the old rules. I
I
don't
see.
know what they changed rules a couple of times since
Okay.
2012.
So did you win that fight?
No,
Oh,
I
no.
it
How
was
many?
like referee
Shit.
decision,
Shit.
and yeah, the referee saw me. I couldn't fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, but like, that's interesting. You saw the animes, Grappler Baki and Kenichi. You saw
Mhm.
something to do with grappling in them?
Yes,
And that's what got you interested in grappling. Like it wasn't Hoist Gracie, UFC, I don't know what. It was that was the trigger for you.
yes,
So
yes.
interesting. And what did you do about it? Like now you're interested in grappling. What did you do? Did you go straight to jiu-jitsu or you went wrestling or
No, I went boxing, and after like I used to watch Hajime no Ippo, the
Hajime
boxing
no
one.
Ippo? Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
So I was so excited. And I was also used to watch an old anime
Which
in,
one?
I think it's 70s, and it kind of I remember it when it was dubbed in Arabic. I was
Okay.
really, really little, and I remember he was like it's raining and he's like shadow boxing, and
Mm.
his girlfriend is sitting and like oof. He's always shadow boxing because he want to take revenge on his
Yeah.
father, the
That's
guy
always
who
how
killed
it
his
is.
father.
Yeah, there has
Yeah,
to be a
so
death.
I was influenced also boxing. So I said,
Yeah.
okay, my leg is not working. I have ACL tear. I can't. Let's try boxing. Let's try something
Interesting.
new.
By the
Yeah,
way, Muhammad, you see this over here, right here, this
yeah,
frame? That's
yes.
Hajime no Ippo.
No way.
So I was so in love with this anime. It got me to start
Yeah,
boxing. I used to box for 8 years before jiu-jitsu. I used to compete.
mashallah.
This got me to start boxing. Like me and you have something
Yeah,
in common. Anime started us in fighting. Most
yeah,
people are like,
yeah.
was it Hoist Gracie? Was it Mike Tyson? I'm like, no, man, it was this. I watched
First
this anime.
time.
I met the artist of the anime, and he gave me
No,
this. This is the punch that Ippo got hit before he started the Dempsey roll.
them, sir.
This is the
James Dempsey,
punch
yes,
that made him flip the switch and start the figure
yeah,
eight. You know what I'm talking about? This
yes,
scene got me into fighting. It made my hair stand on the back of my neck, and khalas, that's it. I need to feel this.
yes.
Wow, dude.
So yeah, so I get after like getting well, I go back to Taekwondo.
Yes.
But a friend of mine, he's now in China. He's half Chinese. So he told, "Come, let's try Muay Thai." He was like kind
Ooh.
of my rival.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would train together, but we are rivals. Like we want to like win each other in competitions and win each other in martial arts.
Yeah.
So he told me to come and try Muay Thai. So I tried Muay Thai. Then
Mm,
I go back to Taekwondo,
I get you.
and yeah, and then like kind of like trouble between me and my coach. My coach wasn't that like uh, kind of give up on me,
I
and it
see.
was harsh to me because like I get old and I can't like stand well because my knee.
Get old, man. Like,
So
I mean, how old were you at that time?
I was like in
2012? In
2010.
early 20s?
Yes, in the early 20s. But
Even
he
eight,
was
late
like,
teens? What does it get old, man? That's still young, man.
yeah, I know. He kind of, I don't know what happened
Wow.
to him. Like,
Yeah. I think we're
I
gonna get
forgive
into it a
him.
little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Good for
forgive
you.
him because something he was like always pushing me to quit, like quit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the moment when I realized like I
Mm.
don't want it anymore. I want to try something new.
Yeah.
So I went to the gym, that MMA gym near to my house called Mackay. It's now closed, but there where I started like my martial art journey, the second
Wow.
martial art journey.
Real martial arts.
Yes, I did Muay Thai for a year.
Nice.
Then I was curious. I want to try this jiu-jitsu thing. And my first class with, Yazan Ghattas.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And he was a really lovely person. He was like, he made me love it. He made me love it. Like
How?
his personality is like, in that time, I was like reaching my plateau, reaching like the end of my career. I was like, my parent was like afraid to get injured again from my knee, so everyone tell me to give up. Um,
Wow.
but I don't want to. Like I want to.
You want to
This is
find
what make
something?
me sense in my life.
Wow.
Fighting is what makes me sense. Competition, what makes sense to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was it that Yazan, like, what did you feel Yazan portrayed to you that made you like Jiu-Jitsu more than Muay Thai? Because you're also doing Muay Thai. Was it that
Yeah.
he's relaxed, humble, yet deadly?
Yes, relax. Somebody was like, um, he was more like a leader than a boss.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very
the,
cool.
the, the Muay in that time, the Muay Thai teacher, he was like a bossy
Yeah. Punch,
person.
hit, don't give up,
Yeah,
breathe, kick. Yeah.
yeah. Doesn't he was like, even if you do mistake, he was like shouting on you. But after the class, yeah, good job, come tomorrow, come train. And that's what I do with the new guys
Yeah,
nowadays.
I see.
I
I
do the
see.
same thing. Like when he came, let me see you tomorrow, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. We forget that our first experiences in jiu-jitsu determine how we treat people when we're giving them their first experience. So like you started as a white belt, Yazan did that to you. So now you're a brown belt. When you see a white belt, how you were treated as a white belt makes a difference on how you treat white belts when you're
Yes,
upper
of
belt.
course, of course.
Yeah.
And after I like become like it was two classes.
Yeah.
It was the beginner class and it was advanced class. So after I get my third stripe in white belt, they
Yeah.
sent me to Zaid, and that was
What
a
do you mean they
new,
send you to Zaid, like in a car?
like
What do you mean they send you?
because I'm advanced now. It said like yes, now you're advanced. Go to Zaid.
Oh man, so Zaid was like, once you've passed the rite of passage in jiu-jitsu, you go
Yes,
to Zaid.
yes,
Like,
and it was
perfect.
yeah, yeah, it was another level.
Oh
The
man.
guys that I started with them in jiu-jitsu, they were tough. Like
Wow.
it was like in the beginning class, I was a lion because my athleticism.
Yeah.
But when I went to the advanced class, they were like beasts. I was the like in that time I was like 66 kilograms, 67 kilograms. Was two guys who used to like same weight, but they come and go.
Mm.
So I was for a while I was the tiniest guy and the
Mm.
lowest like weight category, and everyone was a beast.
Wow. Wow. So man, that says a lot about you that you stick to it. Because most guys in your situation be like, screw this, man. I don't need this kind of abuse. But to stick through that, maybe that's why you evolved so specifically in jiu-jitsu, because usually the lighter guy, the smaller guy, has to figure it out.
Yes. And it was in that time we were like starting 7:30 in the training and we end at 11.
What?
But yes, it was a hard time. It was hard, but it was fun.
Dawam.
It
This
was
is a
fun.
job.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was fun because we used to like we didn't feel the time goes by. It was
Incredible.
like yeah, the guys who I trained with,
I
Islam
love it.
Abu Arab, Muhammad Maher Ali,
Wow.
Abu Arab,
Wow.
those guys, Layth Awais, they were like the toughest guy, but they are the nicest guy. They laugh
Wow.
with you. They
So it's
if
not just
even you
training.
get
Like
injured, they care about you.
I get you, man. Like it's not just training. You're training, you're talking, you're hanging out, you train again. Like you just, man, that's nice. Like most gyms, it's 1 hour and a half. Everybody out. We have a next class. But like Zaid, I feel like he created a home for
Community.
jiu-jitsu. Yeah,
Yeah, he
community.
create community. Until now, like when they come
Very
and
cool.
go, some of them they work abroad when they come to Jordan.
Yeah.
Like when I see them, I get excited, really excited to see them. Like
Wow.
wow, bro, how are you? It was like sometimes I jump on them like ah,
It's family, man. Like
yeah.
what year did you start in Zaid's gym?
Again,
What year? بأي سنة did you start with Zaid?
2013.
2013, and now it's 2020. You're talking about 7 years of like
Yes,
blood, sweat, and tears and training with people. This is the beauty of being part of a gym for a long time and building
yes,
these bonds. You're as old as the mats now. Like when somebody comes in, you're part of the gym's furniture. Like they have to acknowledge you, they have to train with you, and you're part of the experience they have. Let's talk a little bit about the difficulties you had with jiu-jitsu. You spoke a little bit to me in messages and stuff, and I really think that you have a very valuable task for people listening to kind of shine a light on what you told me about ADHD, right?
yeah.
How did this play a part in your career? Because, man, you're super dedicated. You've obviously loved fighting, but where do you feel was the clash between what you told me and the reality?
The reality is that it's sometimes it's hard to concentrate,
Yeah.
and jiu-jitsu need a lot of detail. Like you need to
Oof.
concentrate about the details.
Yes.
So sometimes I just like people like talk to me and like I zoom out. I swim in my own imagination. So
Interesting.
yeah, so like uh not always the ADHD people, they are like fidgy and like they move, and
Mm.
around a lot of them they are quiet people and they are swimming or like
In their own brain.
they're in their own bubble.
Yeah.
But some people they come like between, like
Okay.
both of them.
So can you tell me from your knowledge, like because you seem very knowledgeable about this, you've obviously done your research. What is ADHD?
It's attention definite disorder.
Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. This I know. But what does it mean? Like, okay, we know the acronym, but what does it mean?
It's kind of like you be like Fiji. You're all over the place. If someone moves, you like you look around.
Yes.
You just not concentrate. You are reckless, very
I
very
see.
reckless, and you do the small mistakes that like. You forgot your car keys, and I have a lot of like funny stories finding stuff in the refrigerator.
Okay. And reckless how? Like reckless as in you're impulsive? You'll do
Yeah,
things.
yes, it's super impulsive. You are so, and there's something that the definition do not cover up is like emotional. You get angry very fast. You get sad. You are a very emotional person. Like
I
a lot
understand
of
you.
them, they are very emotional people. Like
I understand.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, okay, when you were doing taekwondo, when you were in your younger years, did you feel this issue? Like, was it difficult to follow the details in taekwondo even?
Yes, yes. Especially the pumsi or the kata, the like it's kind of like movement. So I will do all
You have to
like
memorize it.
yeah. I must memorize it. So I do all the always doing the mistake.
I get you. I
So
get you.
like I wasn't that the fast learner.
Is that why your coach was like pushing you to quit because you just weren't learning and you were making him look
Yes,
bad, maybe?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
He felt he was more concerned about himself than you. Maybe he was
Yes.
like, I can't teach this guy. Maybe better to let him quit than other kids see that I can't teach him, right?
Yes, exactly. And that happened with me in school
Interesting.
also. In the GCEs, they were like biology teacher,
Uh-huh.
and she was like calling my mom, telling her, "Your son, his handwriting is like terrible. He's not organized.
Yeah.
He will like really screw up in the exam." So she looked good at their students, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. She wants to show that I predicted this rather than helping you. She just puts
Yes.
you down.
On the other hand, I had like a great tutor,
Uh-huh.
and I to me he was the Yoda of
Wow.
my life. He was old, he was wise. He taught me mathematics. His name is Hanna Malki. He's
Wow.
yeah. In that time he was 70 years old. Now he's 80s, but he was like really
Mashallah.
wise. Yeah, he taught me mathematics and physics.
So how patient was this man?
Very patient.
Wow.
Very
Because like
patient.
you're now what, 29?
Yes, I was like in that time I was 16, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. So you were
I
16,
don't
you're 29 now, but you remember him clearly.
and then, of course, I always
You're cutting up a little bit. I think your internet just dropped.
I was yeah, I know because my net. So I will just give me a minute.
Sure,
I
take
will
your
fix
time.
my internet because it's kind of getting low.
Sure.
Bear with me.
All right. 34th minute. Welcome, everybody. Mr. T. Ackland, what's up, man? Hashim, Laith Al Masri, what's up, boys? Hope you guys are enjoying this.
Where's the bloody?
Mr. T. Ackland. Peace to everybody, man.
Uh,
No need
I'm,
specifics.
I'm, yeah.
The only need
I'm
for specifics
sorry
is if
that
you need them. Peace to everybody, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry because the net is
No
like
worries,
get
brother.
the
No
low
worries.
battery, so like yeah, it's now like getting better. Oh, my my bad. So Stars Hanna, like Hanna Malki, he was like
Yeah.
I used to go to his house.
Okay.
He not letting me go until I understand the
Wow.
mathematics. He made me love mathematics. Like even now, I look up for the mathematics things, for the scientific facts, proving some
Amazing.
big up. Like I was like, whoa, physics is like physics and math. It's like whoa,
But
the
wait,
big great
tell me
things.
something. Before your teacher, before your tutor, actually, you weren't interested. You didn't like it. It's only after you got exposed to this kind of teacher that you started to like it.
I was like good at math, but not that good. Like I was like, it's another subject I must pass in it.
I
But
see.
after Hannah, he made me love it,
I
made
see.
me like appreciate it. He said, like he's saying to me like one of his wisdom, and even if I fail in the exam, he never
Mm.
get mad at me. He was like giving me
Wow.
some good wisdom with it, and
Wow.
once I think I failed an English exam. I was like um, crying and like I was really depressed.
Hmm.
And he told me a story about Napoleon and the ant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after Napoleon were invading Egypt, he lost the war and he was like standing on the wall
Mm.
and he was like seeing an ant climbing
The wall.
wall and fall down and holding in its like the teeth the
Mm.
grain.
Yes.
So after like once, twice, 20, the ant could like climb the tree. So you say like me, Napoleon, the emperor of France, I can't like win a war and ant can like climb a tree. So
Mm.
that's like one of his like big wisdoms that he,
Man.
he
What,
gave me.
what you're saying is very huge, by the way. It's not small, this story that you're sharing with us, because this is not just an
Yeah.
example of what happened in your life. This is an example of a very smart man as a tutor and a big insight into people like yourself that claim to have attention deficit disorder or attention hyperactivity disorder. Uh, you have, it's not a problem, it's a way to get to you. And Hanna knew how to get to you. Just like maybe your coach today in jiu-jitsu knows how to get to you through stories,
Exactly.
through these kind of memorable things. He got you.
So to
Wow.
me, even like having bad day at work, even losing tournaments, I always contact with Hannah and he always give me some this wisdom. He's
Yeah.
kind of he's like to me he's Yoda.
Oh, I get you. I get you. Are you still in touch with him?
Yeah, I'm still touching them.
Oh, that's
Like
beautiful.
yeah, I was like in Christmas, Easter, like I was calling
That's
him.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, so you get that change in your life from Hanna. You start finding people that are understanding you a bit more. Yazan understood you in jiu-jitsu a little bit more than your taekwondo and your previous coaches. And then you go to Zaid. What happens there? How is the relationship with Zaid?
Well, how the all my relations did is like what's beautiful about Zaid is like he always evolving.
Hmm.
He's open minded to evolve.
Okay.
Like I remember he gave us like a technique that I wasn't like I was a white belt, he was a purple belt.
Mm-hmm.
He like before I think week or 2 week he gave me the same technique but new details.
Mm. Interesting.
Yeah. So he was saying that yes, he is ready to learn.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what I like about him. Is like he's ready to open his heart, to open his mind to the new experience.
Yeah.
So he's like maybe this technique become old and like old and everyone knows how to counter it. So
Okay.
there's the new details that
That
improving
changes everything.
yes.
Yes. And how did you feel? Like, because you told me that you were the kind that details is difficult for you, right? So when he would give you these details, how did it go?
It honestly it depends on the position. If it's, the problem with me is not all the positions I'll get interested in it.
Ah, I see.
There's certain positions I will be like open wide and concentrating and everything, and that's called hyper focus. If
Uh-huh.
you get interested in something,
Yeah.
especially with the ADHD people, they will concentrate on the smallest detail. They will
Ooh.
like disconnect from the world
What
and connect
positions?
to this.
What positions would make you hyper focus?
Half guard,
Whoa.
yeah, X guard, single X. Yeah,
Interesting.
those like,
Single
yeah,
X as a white belt? Single X was interesting for you?
yeah.
Yeah,
It
nice.
was, it was Zaid recommendation.
Ooh.
He said to me, "Go
Well,
watch Marcelo Garcia." And
smart guy.
in that day, I loved the technique of Marcelo Garcia. I look up to Marcelo Garcia.
How much
Like
did you watch that day? How much did you binge?
a lot.
I can imagine you, man, sitting down hours of Marcelo Garcia and every technique. So you
Yeah,
when you want to focus, you can focus, right?
yes. It's not about it's like we are not unfocused people.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a myth that every time like you see a square, like square, you know, or like oh look, there's a butterfly.
I get you. I
No, no,
get you.
no. It's like if we consider and something we are super interested in,
Yeah.
we disconnect. We
But
can't
you can you
disconnect with ourselves.
control what you're interested in?
It depends. Yes, it's like, for example, it's like if I get interested, I will binge watch an anime, a whole anime, or like a whole series.
Boom.
Yeah, in the quarantine, I binge watched like Big Bang Theory. I binge watched La Casa
It's
de
a good show.
Papel.
Oh, good shows, man. You have
Yeah,
good
yeah,
taste.
yeah. Thank you, man.
So like that's what I'm trying to ask you. Like for example, a coach, he has a student who might be showing signs of hyperactivity. He might be showing signs of hyperfocus and other things. What kind of things can a coach do or a person do to motivate them to hyperfocus? Like what are the markers for you? Do you know any? Do you recognize markers that make you hyperfocus into something?
Yeah,
Stories?
I will be like looking on the small details. I will be like moving and looking here and
Ah, so
there
that's a
and there.
sign. Okay, I see.
Yes, and like taking notes in my head.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
he did
walk me through
this,
that,
he did
because
that.
you tell me that like you can go super focused and deep into techniques and visualize a lot of variations.
Yes.
Now that you're a brown belt, how does that look in your brain?
It's kind of like a lot. Kind of like I can sometimes like when I get bored, I will like close my eyes and imagine what technique I will do today. Like
Hmm.
um, for a while, I was hypering focusing on Brombolo, and I was watching. Yes, yes, and me and my friend Abdurrahman Aburmele is a friend of mine. He and I like we drill a lot.
Okay.
We do after the training drilling, like we just this is the rule. Like you finish training from night, we have a mat in his house. We like 50-50. We paid the mats and we
Mm.
practice. Sometimes 3 days, 4 days. We have a
Wow.
1 day study. We
Hmm.
study technique. We watch like Michael Mizumichi, Gianni
Wow.
Grippo, the Meows brothers, Rafael Mendez, and we like take some techniques from there and here and like make a Frankenstein. Like
So you sit and you kind of create and morph it into your game. And when you
yes,
say you drill, like how many hours are we talking, or how many repetitions?
it's like 1 hour
Okay.
because like we don't like it's kind of we don't consume power so the next day. So
I see. Because you're still training jiu-jitsu in Zaid's gym.
yes, yes. So we just train
Yeah.
as like training, and we like we when we're sparring, we take notes. We see
Mm-hmm.
where the technique is like.
Mm.
Telling Abdurrahman, for example, this and that happened to me.
Mm.
Nowadays, as a brown belt, I'm interested in footlocks, knee bars, toe holds. So
Yes.
I'm concentrating on those things. Abdurrahman is like my drill partner since like I don't know when. It's like
That's amazing.
from white belt, I think.
Man, that's great to have a drill partner, somebody that you and them touch base with each other and drill on the techniques you want to develop. Mohammed, I want to ask you, in your journey in jiu-jitsu, like white belt, blue belt, where did you hit plateaus? Where did you hit walls? Did you like? Was there certain difficulties?
Yes, I hit a plateau, and the last of the blue belt, as like in the white belt, I was like really like athletic.
Mm.
So the competitors that come with me, I get used to competitions. I used
Oh,
to like I was like competitive since 2003.
okay.
Like
Did
I
you force
started.
yourself? Like you wanted to compete, or did somebody force you?
No, I don't know that it's kind of fun. I don't know. It's like I
Okay.
did it, and the first tournament I played in my life, I lost, and I
Okay.
was like crying and like. But after it, like, let's do it again.
Okay, cool, cool. So you're a self-motivated guy. So when you're training jiu-jitsu, like when did you feel the first wall? Like between the ADHD and jiu-jitsu, did you feel there was a friction or no?
Yes, yes. It's kind of the last the when after the Grand Slam
Hmm.
until like my purple belt like till like the three stripes purple belt. It
Mm.
was like hell.
Hell, how? Tell me.
In a whole year, I was losing for like one submission. Everyone take it from me. The
Oh
triangle
no.
choke. Everyone knows that Zaid even the tournament. Like one thing he tell me: lose anything, just don't lose in triangle.
Oh
Please,
no.
don't lose in triangle. And I would be like,
Super dive into the triangle.
I will dive in the triangle.
Oh
But
no.
yeah, but nowadays, if someone caught me in triangle, I would be like,
Yeah, you've been through it so much. You know every detail.
yeah, I know every detail. I know how to catch triangle, and I
Oh
know
man.
how I have the notice of if someone is going to the triangle. I will like
Mm.
smell it.
Yeah. You know, Muhammad, you touched on something so important in jiu-jitsu. I always like to believe this is you develop sensors, right? Like a security system around your body. When you're a white belt, you have no sensors. Like not even white belt. When you're a person who doesn't train jiu-jitsu, you don't have sensors. When you're a white belt, you have one or two around your body. It's like, oh no, he's taking my back. Oh no, he's gonna mount me. These are like the two sensors. Everything else is broken. By the time you're on purple belt, you've got so many sensors. You know when a triangle's coming. You know when an armbar is coming from a mile
Yes,
away. So
yes.
you had to develop your own unique sensors that took you a bit longer. Like, why were you falling into the triangle so much? Were you too fixated on it? Like you said in your mind, I always get submitted by triangle, and you got, or was it something else?
Honestly, I don't know. It's like
Mm.
I think that what you said that interesting that I was like
You
close.
visualized yourself getting triangled, and you got triangled, basically.
Yes, yeah. But
Mm.
somehow like I get over it. Like I
Good.
learned how to overcome it.
So now you
So
visualize yourself smashing somebody if they tried the triangle on you.
honestly, they can't. They can even if he can't
Nice.
like hold it, he will not like he will like if I want to tap, he would go like he will get exhausted.
I love it. I love the confidence, man. That's it.
Yes, yes, and like there's a one tournament. I think it was the Jordan Nationals,
Okay.
and I played with this guy, Mahmoud Ghoul. He's a great triangle player. Like
Yeah.
he catch everyone in a flank triangle.
Ooh.
So for a 4 minutes, He's like catching me a triangle, and I was like,
Not
no.
gonna happen.
Every time I escape it, he tried to get it, and he get it, and I get like, no.
Man, that's when you have shit. That's proper confidence from the triangle.
Yes, yes, and because of those experience that I had,
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
So like when somebody would probably get over something quicker, you took longer, but when you took
Yes,
longer, you inhaled all the details.
yes. This is what I believe. I believe, okay, maybe we are not the talented people and on the mat, but we learn from like we did all these mistakes. We learn how the ways that it's not gonna work out. Like
Yeah.
the talented people, he will catch like one triangle and in the one way.
Yeah.
We know every detail that if you move like this, there's a triangle here. If you do that, there's an arm bar. There's a place where like no, there's no triangle. You switch to omoplata or like go to
Exact.
other like other to a sweep. So
Yes.
it give us like those mistakes that we do. We like we learn
So you're
more like
so are you a visual learner? Now that you're explaining something, I'm visualizing it with you. Like in your head, you're imagining the scenarios and you have a network, right? From a
yes.
position that you're in.
Yes, honestly, I have a good imagination. If like,
I can tell.
uh, yeah, if one son tell me something like really disgusting, I will imagine it in my head. I'm like, ah, no, dude, no.
No, I get you. I get you, man. Like if somebody says a story in your brain, it's a full-on Hollywood
Yeah,
ikhraj, like production. But
yes, yes,
normal
yes,
person, it's like a small bubble with stickman. With you, it's like real characters and people.
yes, yes. Like if like tell me someone like if someone is holding another guy in a toe hold and his leg is like broke, I will imagine his leg is like broke.
Oh
It's like
man, you will
not
go into
someone his
detail.
leg is like this.
So is your coach Zaid very descriptive when he explains things?
Yes, he
Ah.
give like the way Zaid teaches is like he doesn't give you the whole picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it divided to a small um, chunks, and then he
Interesting.
connect the dots.
Interesting. Like he teaches three techniques at a time, you mean?
Yes,
Ah, very cool.
like
And
those, and then give you the whole picture.
I see.
For
And that's
example,
okay.
he
Tell me.
does explain, for example, the arm bar,
Okay.
then explain the triangle,
Okay.
then explain the omoplata.
Hmm.
After the three things, he explained how to attack the three things.
How to chain them. Yeah.
They have the chain, and that's a problem solving uh, good thing. Like
Yeah.
I studied computer science, so there's a rule in the computer sciences that
Whoa.
if you have a big problem, you just chunk it and solve the small chunks, then connect the problems.
Divide it into small pieces so you can solve the
Yes,
bigger problem.
yes.
Beautiful, man. Like you're taking on difficult shit, man, for ADHD guy. Like you're taking on jujitsu, you're taking on computer science. What else are you doing?
Sometimes computer gaming, but like it's a hobby.
What games?
Yes.
Tell me what games.
I'm more in RTS games.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Man,
real time strategy.
we
Um,
we we have a lot in common, man. By the way, like
yeah,
between our anime, between jujitsu, between gaming, I'm a big gaming fan. Like MMORPGs is more my game.
yeah, like Final Fantasy and
Final Fantasies, I'm that's my game, man. That's my go-to.
yeah, but I'm more like I don't know. I grew up with my watching my big brother playing like Warcraft 2.
Mm.
So the first game the first game I played in ever, like he sometimes is like, go do this and do that. Is like teaching me. I was like,
Yeah.
wow. And
So
I
was it?
started loving
It
that.
Wow, man. So like you like games like Dota, League of Legends, things like this.
Those are MOBAs. I play
Ah,
MOBAs, but like
okay,
I'm more like RTS, like
okay.
making armies and economies and
I
like
got you. Okay. What was that?
invading.
What was it? Civilization, right?
No. It's
Wh-
like
wh-
real-time strategy, not stress. Civilization, I kind of like see it. No offense to civilization, like
Sure.
fans. Yeah, it's boring.
So what
I
game?
like
Like,
the high-paced.
which game, for example?
StarCraft 2.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yes. And sometimes when I get bored, I play Command and Conquer, Red Alert,
Very
Red
cool.
Alert 2, Tiberian Sun, like those games.
Very nice, man. Very cool.
Yeah.
So, like, do you have an addictive personality, you think?
Yes.
That's why. Because, man,
Yeah.
most of us guys that like gaming, we have addictive personalities. Like, because you cannot stick to a game, a hardcore, difficult game, to get good without having an addictive personality, right?
Yes. And that's ADHD. They always have addiction.
Mm.
That's the rule.
Yeah, no,
Like some ADHD they addict for smoking, some alcohol, some other stuff.
yeah.
I'm addicted to the gaming and the RTS game.
So here's the interesting spin. The reason I'm talking to you about this is, man, I don't know. Maybe I have a little ADHD myself because like
Maybe.
we sound the same right now. We have a lot in common. Everything I'm relating to you. Notice something, and I've seen this in my jiu-jitsu journey so far, my career in jiu-jitsu. People who like games and are good in games, not just like everybody likes Street Fighter and shit, but I'm talking about like the difficult games, the MMORPGs, the RTSs, the things like people who are good in these games tend to be pretty good in jiu-jitsu once they get into it. They know how to level up. They know how to gain new weapon skills or whatever it means, you know?
Yes. Because for example, for me, the RTS games, it's kind of you should make a strategy. Um, for every game, they have a strategy. Sometimes you should rush on them in a small in the first of game. Sometimes you just get economic and get a big army and go invade.
Interesting.
Sometimes you should use your planes and like go
Yeah.
hyperspace from place to place and like attack from behind. It depends on that. So jiu-jitsu is kind of a strategy game.
Oh, yes, man. Music to my ears. Yes.
Yes. It's like sometimes I do it for I tell it to the white belts and I show it to them. Like sometimes I give him a pass and then he will be caught in an omoplata or like a sweep from lasso
Ooh.
guard.
So you trap him.
I give him something, but in the opposite, I was like putting some traps.
Oh, man.
Yes.
I love it. I love how you just turned it on the head from there. Makes so much sense, Muhammad.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yes.
strategy games is jiu-jitsu. Because jiu-jitsu is a strategy game. They call it the human chess. I think it's more complex than chess even. But that's such a beautiful way of looking at it. And I have a question for you. Have you ever taught kids?
Yes.
And how are
I
you
have
at teaching
worked
kids?
Yeah, in 2010, I used to work in a charity. I used to teach them taekwondo,
Okay.
and they were like kind of poor kids.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And alhamdulillah, those kids now they were like a small family,
Yeah.
like the kids and their cousins, and they all are successful.
Wow, man.
I don't know, I built something in them that they are like, they have like strong mentality. They come from a place in Amman where like they're not that rich. They are
Yeah.
like the poor section of Amman.
I get you.
And somehow they make it. They achieve a big one of them now is a black belt in Taekwondo. He's want to start a career in Taekwondo because of me.
Whoa.
His sister, she learned Spanish and she was working, I think, in the embassy in Spain.
Incredible.
So like those kids, like I thought I built something in them that they never they let it go.
The reason I bring this up, Muhammad, is because everything you've described to me and the way you are sounds like heaven for kids. Because kids, they want somebody that can relate to them and somebody with a big imagination. because most adults, they lose their imagination when they get older and they become really dry. You know what I mean? Like, do this, do that. You seem like somebody who can grab the attention of kids and make them love the class. Have you done this in jiu-jitsu?
Teaching it like occasionally I do teach the kids class.
Okay.
Yeah, but like when I come early from the like they finish the training, I come from my training, the kids see me, oh coach Helmi. They were like even sometimes the teenager ask me questions about
I
like
see.
like,
I see. But you never intentionally taught the kids.
yes. And nowadays Zaid is like giving me the task, everyone new guy
Yeah.
with me, like go teach them the basics, like
Nice.
how to do armbar from the mountain, and you must be creative.
Yeah. Of
Not
course.
all people like think like you. Some of them they are like fast learners. They like learn it from first. Some people you need to like use more details, less details.
I got you.
You know, sometimes I tell them like describe stuff to them so they connect it.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense to me, man. Like,
Yes.
I can see you. It's now the picture's coming out clearer for me in terms of your jiu-jitsu journey and why you are where you are today. So, what are your plans for the future? Like, what do you creatively fantasize about? Now you're a brown belt. You know what that means. That means the black
Yes.
belt's coming, right?
Yes. I hope still competing
Okay.
till like the master one. Even I play master one, master two, I will play master one, master two.
Nice.
Yes, but I want to go in like teaching career.
That's your dream.
Yes. Open my own gym, teaching like martial arts and those things.
So when you say martial arts, it's not just jiu-jitsu?
Yes, because if you limit yourself in, with respect, jiu-jitsu is a great sport, but you should learn something with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
If you take the knowledge from one place, your style will be rigid and weak. You should learn stuff like I'm now learning boxing
Nice.
with the national team coach,
Nice.
and I'm improving my boxing thing.
Amazing.
So I imagine, have you ever watched Avatar, The Last
Yes.
Airbender?
Yes. The anime, not
Yeah.
not the flop
Avatar,
movie.
yeah, there's the Uncle Iroh. He was like thing Zuko, and that about the styles that the four elements.
Yes.
So it's like that's a quote from Uncle Iroh. He's a wise firebender. So he's telling me the Avatar, he's the strongest because he know the force, like the four elements.
Earth, water,
So,
wind, earth.
yeah. So I
Wind,
imagine
fire.
martial arts are like the four elements.
Wow.
Like some martial arts are like the fire style. Some are like swift, like Aikido and like those stuff. They are like water and Tai Chi. Some are
Beautiful.
like like Jiu-Jitsu. They are earth bending. It's like
Jiu-jitsu is earth bending
yes,
because
it's
it's
earth
grappling.
bending.
It fucking
Yes,
that makes sense, man. That makes
earth
perfect
bender.
sense. So wait, what's fire
Yes.
bending?
For example, Taekwondo and Karate are more like air things, like they are moving like a fantasy moves and like
I see.
so. I want to learn
Wow.
every like, the spectrum all.
You want to be a
And
jiu-jitsu avatar. You want to be an avatar, a martial arts avatar.
yes,
I love it, man.
yes. Even like my student, my student tell me that I want to start a career in Taekwondo. I tell them great, but from time to time go learn something new. Go
So
learn
nice.
boxing. Go learn kickboxing. Okay, like don't limit yourself in that. And
Such good
that's the
advice.
difference between like uh the for example Zaid he taught us some judo moves.
Oh, nice.
We learn from Circassian coach called Zalim. Was a wrestler.
Sambo.
No, he's a
Ah.
wrestler.
Oh,
Freestyle.
okay.
He was like amazing.
Oh,
It's like he was like a Russia's champion, and
okay.
he do double leg. Not gonna see it. You're not gonna see
Ah,
it. Like it's like you
oh
are
man.
flying now.
Oh no.
Yeah, we learned like I think in my white belts, the blue belts, I learned wrestling, freestyle wrestling with Zalim, and now they teach us like a lot of concept in wrestling. We still wrestling,
Yeah.
and we are the few jiu-jitsu schools that teach stand up. We are strong in stand up. Everyone, even if you like, I play guard,
Mm,
but I know how to play stand up.
yeah. Man,
I can take down, I can do double leg, single leg, osotogari, kosotogari,
mm.
Eppons, Yunagi, those stuff. Like I know how to take like Tayatushi.
That's rare, man. Most jiu-jitsu guys, some guys get to all the way to black belt without a takedown game. I was just watching, Travis Stevens?
Yeah.
So I was just watching last night. Man, I don't know. Maybe I need to check if I have this ADHD, because last night I was binging on Travis Stevens, bro. I just got sucked into my own world. I was binging Firas Zahabi and Travis Stevens. Travis was talking about in his gym, he has one main rule. You never lift 2 feet off the ground. Meaning, you are not allowed to pull guard in his gym. Because he's a judo black belt and a jiu-jitsu black belt. But in his jiu-jitsu gym, when he teaches jiu-jitsu class, you are not allowed to lift both feet from the ground. If it lifts, it means somebody threw you. That's the only way it's allowed. And I like that because it's going to go to the ground eventually. But we have to learn from standing, because like we say, we do this self-defense as well.
Yes.
Self-defense starts standing. Man, we don't pull guard on the street. We got to learn this. I like that.
Yes, of course, because like if you go to the ground, you don't know, maybe there's another like 2-3 attackers. They will like kick your head like a football.
Yeah, exactly, man. So I like that. I like the variety. What would you do? Like if you open your own academy, what would you mix? Jiu-jitsu?
Maybe in jiu-jitsu, I think I will put boxing.
Mm-hmm.
In the nogi, like I will go like the days of like nogi, I will put wrestling in it. It will be more concentrated on the wrestling nogi.
Yeah.
And for example, boxing, I think the days in the gi, I will concentrate on more on judo things and like the ground fight also, and maybe Muay Thai.
Muay Thai. Muay Thai is super effective, man, as a stand-up
Muay
martial
Thai.
art.
Like Muay Thai, I watched like I binge watched like for a while like the Thailand the people, they are amazing. They are thin, but when they kick, they hurt.
Oh yeah,
Even
man.
if it was on your torso or like
Yeah.
on your leg, it hurts.
They'll shatter you, man.
Yeah.
Something I've learned in life, like I haven't done as many martial arts maybe as you. I've focused on boxing and jiu-jitsu. But I've noticed something. The more beautiful a martial art looks, the less effective it is on the street.
Yes.
So karate, kung fu, taekwondo, all of these look pretty cool and funky. But on the street, man. But when you do Muay Thai, it looks dirty, it looks painful, doesn't look beautiful, but it's effective. Jiu-jitsu, a person who doesn't do jiu-jitsu watches it, they'll fall asleep.
Yeah, I know.
But it's
A
effective.
friend of mine I have, he come and watch my tournament and say like, I see two men like over each other. That's it. They understand like yes.
Two guys in pajamas hugging.
Yes, exactly. So like in our days when I was practicing taekwondo, it was like a massacre. It was like there's no point until like you hit so hard that the referee can hear the impact. And it was like sometimes I got knocked out or knocked someone out just hitting on his stomach. It's like from the kick, it will be like the protector do not protect, kill you. So even the knockouts, like we used to do the old school taekwondo, it was like kicking, like you want to like kick his head out of his body.
No, I mean, like,
But it evolved more like Olympics,
Yes.
and it's
Points.
kind of
You know, like Joe Rogan, for example. He grew up doing Taekwondo. Now,
yeah,
he says himself, like, Taekwondo was more of like a point system it developed, but his kick is terrifying. Like, if he
yeah,
kicks someone with that, they're dead.
yes, and until now, I think it was like 2012. I like last time I did taekwondo like officially,
Mm.
but now like if I kick,
Mm.
it's fast.
Yeah,
It's
man.
really fast. It's like you will not catch it like easily.
I saw you kicking water on Instagram. Like I was trying to get a good picture for the thumbnail, right in the beginning. I saw a photo of you kicking through water. I'm like, man, this looks fucking good for the thumbnail, but it wasn't too clear. La man,
Yeah.
listen, Muhammad, I appreciate you, your time. So valuable talking to you. I see people on comments, by the way. Sweet Evil, I see you. Mr. T. Ackland, Stanford, many guys, Samir, Amish, many guys from your homies, I guess, in Jordan as well. Laith Al Masri. So they're all showing you some love. Some people dealing with ADHD as well. I see a comment, ADHD people have superior imagination. That's why they are into animation and graphics. Physical activities such as jiu-jitsu can help them focus after training. Did you
Yes.
feel that? So after you finish jiu-jitsu, you're more focused?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I'll be like more focused. I come from work
Yeah.
to jiu-jitsu. Then I go like I will be like sitting. I will be focused. Like if some people coming with me, like coming at our house and they're talking, I will concentrate with them. Like I will be
Wow. Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. Listen, thank you so much. All the information. I'm so happy to talk to you. Muhammad, I can't wait to come back to
yes.
Jordan and to train with you guys. And if you come to UAE, you let me know and we train together, bro.
Yeah, of course. Last thing I want to tell,
Please.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
If you suspect you have a ADHD,
Yeah.
or like if you think you have ADHD or you have it, go seek a professional help.
Yes.
Don't take my word as a granted. It's my experience in life.
Yes.
So I'm
Very
not
fair.
a professional helper.
Yeah.
Go seek someone who knows that well.
Yes.
Second of all, I was doing this broadcast, so a lot of people they have like a heavy cross on them. They blaming this if wildlife is doing this to us.
Yeah.
So maybe they have ADHD. Go figure it out. It can help you. If you have ADHD, welcome to the club. You are awesome person.
Exactly, man. With great potential. Because man, I
Yes.
see it. I see it in you. I see when you're talking and how you're thinking, the way you're expressing yourself. It's just when you have the right environment, the right circumstances. Oof, the potential is incredible,
Yes. Of course.
man. I'm,
Like
I'm super proud to meet you. Super proud to talk to you, man.
thank you, man. Thank you. And I'm honored to be on your broadcast.
My pleasure, brother. And hopefully we'll do some more when you reach that black belt. I want to know how it feels. How about that?
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. I will be the first, I will tell you the first person.
Perfect, man. You just let me know,
Yeah.
brother. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's like kind of like after a long while, but like if you were in Jordan and if we were there a promotion, come.
Oh, hell
It's a
yeah.
new, in Nights JJ, it's a new experience.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna. You know what? Hell yeah. Next time I'm in Jordan, I'm gonna make sure like I know there's a promotion coming. I'll document it for the Instagram people.
Yes, yes. It's like there's a guy in our gym called Sam Raghib.
Okay.
He's the suplex city. He's a wrestler. He used to do
Oh
wrestling.
no.
Do a beautiful and like everyone gets promoted, he gets suplex from him.
Oh
And
shit,
everyone
bro.
goes suplex, suplex, suplex.
Now I get an idea of how this gym, man. Bunch of crazy people. I love it. My kind of people.
Yes.
Habibi, listen, man. Thank you so much for doing this. Everybody on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Give it up for Mohammed Murad. Thanks a lot, brother.
Thank you.